Hey friends, how's it going? My name's Miriam and I'm a poet amongst other things, and I'm sitting, as you can see, in an armchair, hence the armchair poet. Now, about a month ago I was commissioned to write a poem for all of the people in our lives who perhaps we would love to embrace, we would love to sit with, we would love to talk with and share life and stories with, to cry with and to rejoice with, and we haven't been able to because of the pandemic and because of distance. So this piece is written for those people that we can't be near physically, but hopefully it is a prayer for them, even in the distance. Now, I spent a bit of time as I was trying to think about what to write, borrowing around in the book called Revelation. So it's a book in the Bible, and it's written by a guy called John who spent a lot of time writing this book, these letters, to encourage people he couldn't be around. And to comfort people who couldn't be near. So I really enjoyed that time of looking through New Testament commentaries and Bible dictionaries and trying to understand where John was coming from in writing his book and how he went about it. Now, I have not written a new Revelation. I couldn't, even if I tried, so I didn't try. But I did write this poem. It's called Comfort, Comfort My People, and it goes like this. Grace to you and peace, from him who is and who was and who is to come, and from Jesus Christ, the faithful witness, the firstborn of the dead and the ruler of the kings on earth. This year has been a wild and weary one, and I wish I could write us all a poem to make it all okay. That poem has not happened yet. In the meantime, I sometimes imagine John pacing up and down inside his cool, quiet cave of revelation, wondering what to say, what words to write to comfort and to challenge the griefs and tears, angers, heresies and fears, to honour the weary thanksgivings and surprising joys of Ephesus and Izmir, Pergamum and Thyatira, Sardis and Philadelphia and Laodicea. All living through the bewildering years, seasons of painful strangeness and wonder. I, John, your brother and partner, in the tribulation and the kingdom and the patient endurance that are in Jesus. In the spirit, perhaps as he paced the cave or as he strode through pine-scented trees, or looked out over turquoise seas, a voice speaking to him, write what you see, and turning the visions and ideas flooding in of angels and lampstands and two-edged swords emerging from shining mouth. Did the clash and roar of scrolls and trumpets and shouting nations echo loudly in his quiet mind in the quiet cave? Visions of wonder, he wrote. A metaphor-packed banquet of comfort and encouragement, reassuring weary readers that their rocking, rolling, tired and uncertain worlds were not a fluke, not alone, not the death spasms of an abandoned globe, rather the blood and stool-filled, loud and painfully endured labour pains of an aching, ongoing, healing and redemptive new life. Today, when you enter the cave of Revelation on the sunny island of Patmos, climbing carefully down smooth stone steps past giant bougainvillea plants and into the cool, musty darkness, there is much of the glittery and gilded to admire. Even the walls reflect the light, polished by the touch of 1,000 tourists, pilgrims in magnitudes difficult to imagine in these lonely, crowded, COVID-safe times. But the most impressive part of this old, gold, glossed and gilt cave is not the expense, the gold plate, or the glitter of Orthodox icons. It is, rather, near the back of the cave, 2 small indents in the cold stone floor, said to have been worn there millennia before by hours and hours of John's old and faithful knees knelt in painful and persistent prayer, seeking for God's will and a hope to share. this year has been the stuff of visions too. Dreams, perhaps, or nightmares, earthquakes and bushfires, pandemics and plane crashes, and Nero playing violin while the protest fires burn. And I wish I could write us all a poem to make it all okay. I imagine looking around that cave of gold cool stone now, so smooth and old, and those two knee-shaped indents. Comfort, comfort, my people, says your God. The stone has been worn away to bear witness to your aching, praying knees and your weary, salty tears. You are not unseen. And I wish I could, but I'm not writing an apocalyptic poem, a prophetic vision, a theological text meets Game of Thrones drama, full of beasts and horns and scrolls rolling up the sky to make it all okay. We are all ill-equipped in our own ways. This year has often left me wanting to stretch out on my floor on my red bedroom rug, then close the door and simply let it wash by. Perhaps it has left you there too. Oh, please, no, we pray for you. But one thing God has been reminding me. For the many days that I feel overwhelmed or weak, He looks at me and sees and says, okay, be weak. For my strength is made perfect in your weakness. My grace is sufficient for thee. I know your works and your love and faith and service and patient endurance. Of course, John's Revelation drama was not in the end actually about a beast, a blood-red sky, or a giant bowl of judgment fire. It was and is a call to look up, please, look up. To remember the big picture we cannot see, to accept the comfort, a hard gift occasionally, that in the face of a melting world, towering or tottering empires, raging pandemics, apathetic and persecuted hearts, enough straws to break a legion of camels' backs. In the face of all that and more, there is still one who remains the ultimate king, the true judge of everything. The promise that darkness will not go unlit, tumult will not be left unhealed, sorrow will not be left unmourned, and the mourning will never go comfortless. And it is from here, our overwhelmed spot on carpeted floors or cold cave floors or every other type of floors, with all our diverse and remembered inadequacies, that He finds us and comforts us, and calls us, His church, to bear each other, and reminds us that His strength is somehow made perfect in this, our comforted, transforming weakness. And thus, He brings His glory. I know your works. Behold, I have set before you an open door which no one is able to shut. I know you have but little power, and yet you have kept my word and not denied my name. The end. May you know deep comfort this Christmas. We look forward to talking to you over Zoom or email, and one day soon, hopefully in person. Much love to all, and I'll chat to you soon.